This is day 10 of watching every movie on IMDb's top 250 list. And today's day was Forrest Gump. Now, this is not my first time watching a movie. I watched a movie like a year or two ago, 2 years ago, give or take. And I thought the movie was amazing at the time. And of course, since I'm doing this series, I decided to watch it again just to keep the memories fresh and give you guys, what I honestly felt about the movie and what I was watching. Now, onto the movie. I thought the movie was amazing. And I thought it was amazing when I first watched it. And I thought it was amazing now. Like, when I first ever watched it, the emotions of when Bubba died, they hit deep. Because obviously you could see it coming, because whenever a character has a plan for the future, especially a side character has a plan for the future, it rarely ever works out. So you just kind of felt it was coming. And plus they were in a war. So, you just felt like something bad was bound to happen. Of course, maybe not to Gump, but something bad was going to happen to somebody. Now, obviously, Bubba, they got caught in like an ambush or something like that. And then Bubba died. But what I liked about Forrest is he kept his promise to Bubba of starting a shrimp business. And one thing about Forrest is he portrays life as a straightforward type of thing. Whatever you want to do, just do it, and it's gonna work out. And I wish life was that easy, where you just do something and then it works out for the best every time. Like, most of Forrest's life worked out for the best. Now, I know he had the leg situation, got bullied, and has issues, of course, right? So therefore, like I said, almost everything in life was pretty much straightforward and perfect for Gump. Now, other than the misfortunes, everything else pretty much lined up perfect for Gump. Started the shrimp business, didn't start off well, of course, but eventually, because a storm, a hurricane or a tornado, I can't remember what it was, took out everybody except Gump, and then from that point on, took off. The business took off. Decided he wanted to run, and from that point on, just ran for 2 years and a couple months, and everybody loved it. Everybody followed him because they felt like they have a purpose now, and just everything he did. And obviously, Jenny, I get to Jenny eventually because I have my issues with Jenny. But like I said, everything worked out pretty well for him. Now, on to Jenny. Obviously, Jenny is portrayed as the villain, I would assume, right? The girl that has issues for obvious reasons. But my thing is, right, you have issues, but why do you keep running into guys that are exactly like your father? Guys that's gonna hit you. Your dad hit you when you were young, and now whoever you're with, they hit you. When, like, I just don't understand. Even when that dude that was in the Black Panther room, when he slapped her, this evidently, I don't think that's the first time it happened, but she still stayed. Even they kept on showing that she had like a black eye, and she was in a room full of guys, drugs. And there was another one, she was just drugged out of her mind, just lost. There was like, I don't know what, cocaine on the table. You could just see everything, and she was just lost. Then that's my issue. And people are gonna give her, I don't know, praise and say she was trying to find herself, and eventually she found out that she should have started from the beginning. That's where everything would start for her, per se. But my thing is, right, there's certain ways to find yourself without having to be in any of those situations. People make excuses for her as, oh, it's her environment from when she was young. That's a fair argument. But my thing is, there are rich kids that are nice, humble, please and thank you for everything they ask, and are very humble, hold the door for anybody. And they're very nice. I'm hot, bro. And there are rich kids that are rude, curse at everybody, treat everybody horrible just because they're rich, this, that, and the third. So two kids grew up in pretty much the same environment, but turned out different. There's poor kids that are, when they grow up, are rude, right? No please, no thank you, rude to everybody. And there are kids that are poor that grew up humble, still. Please and thank you for everything, and are very nice to just anybody for a good reason, of course. Good reasons, of course. So, like I said, different environment bring out different kids. Just because you're getting hit doesn't mean you have to be in horrible environments. That is not an excuse. There's a lot of examples of celebrities nowadays that came from poor and now are rich and are still nice. They're still humble. And there's, of course, celebrities that were poor and then grew up, being rich and are rude to everybody, right? It's just who you are. Now, Jenny she was just, I don't want to use the excuse that lost. I just don't want to use that because you're a grown woman. How are you lost? How do you just keep ending in these situations again and again and again and again? And I'm not saying this to help Gump and say, oh, she should have been with Gump from the beginning. Not at all. She made her choice. That is what that is. But you just kept ending up in the same situations over and over again. So therefore, you got to look at yourself in the mirror, right? When you go home, go in the bathroom, look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself the question, why do you keep ending up in situations like this? Every time. But she ended up coming back to Gump. Gump is like filthy rich. Filthy rich. Mother dies, and the lieutenant, I give props to him. I like the lieutenant being included in the story for as long as he was. Came back, they got married, they had a kid. She did not tell him for 3 years or so, something like that. And then Gump took her back to his place, and then she was sick, had this incurable disease or whatever it was, and eventually died. But one of the most resonating scenes for me, it was right before, it was around the time when Bubba and Gump were talking about starting the shrimp business. Pretty much throughout the whole, the war, right up until Bubba died, I liked all of those scenes. And the second one for me was when Gump found out that Jenny had a kid, and obviously Jenny told him, that's your kid. He almost fell back and just was thinking that, please don't let him be like me. Because Gump, like I said, has shortcomings, right? And he hoped that it was not the same for his kid. Maybe that's probably one of the reasons why, maybe he did think about having kids, and that's probably one of the reasons why it never occurred to him. But when he found out, he hoped that he didn't have the shortcomings that he did, and he didn't, and he was thankful for that. And again, obviously, the movie ended with the kid getting on the bus, and that same bus driver survived that long. Fast, man. But all in all, great movie. Loved it. Touched very well on the emotional side of just being a person. I think Jenny, even though I'm annoyed with what she did, portrays some people's lives. So that is what that is. And like I said, love the movie. 10 out of 10. I think it should be higher on the list, but I don't make the list. And on to day 11.